culture?
Ma'am, I haven't heard of it.
You haven't heard of it. Last class, what did I teach you all? You learned about silk moth, right? And how the silk is being cultivated. I taught you that, remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so cultivation of silk from silkworm is only called sericulture. Okay, what are the four stages? Sorry, five only, I think. Yeah, mainly four stages. So four stages the silkworm goes through. Deepika, can you tell me? Whoever was there last class, tell me the stages of what the lava or the silkworm goes through. What happened to your class? Egg, very good.
Larva,
Mm.
silkworm,
Mm.
cocoon, moth.
Very good. Who said this?
Ma'am, Ashwath.
Very good, Ashwath. Star for you. Okay, so why are you not guys answering? See, even you, he was there with your last class, right? So these are the stages of the silk moth. So first the egg is there. All the eggs are like hatched. So lots of eggs are there. These eggs are hatched, and a baby caterpillar is being formed. And this caterpillar feeds on what leaves?
Mulberry.
It feeds on leaves, which is called as mulberry leaves. Okay, and sorry, sorry.
Ma'am, should we write this in our note?
You can write it when I'm giving you time to, not right now. I've already, and also, guys, when I'm teaching y'all, I don't want any of y'all to take notes. I want y'all to listen carefully to the class, and after every part or portion I'm teaching, I will be giving you all 5-10 minutes to write it in the notebook. Okay, so until then, no need to write. So then it builds a cocoon from which the silk is being taken, and some of the cocoons are used for obtaining silk, and some of the cocoons are not boiled, right? So these are boiled and you get the silk, right? Sometimes they're not boiled, so the non-boiled ones will grow into a moth. And again, this moth will lay the eggs. This is how the whole stage goes on, and this is how the silk is being extracted from the silkworm. All right, so we also saw two types of fibers: natural fibers and synthetic fibers. Natural fibers are the ones that we get from the animals and plants, whereas synthetic fibers, yeah ma'am, it's like a cycle. Yes, it's like a cycle. Okay, so here the animals and plants that you don't get from animals and plants, they are known as synthetic or man-made fibers. Okay, okay. So now we're going to see some of the plant fibers. Can any of you all name any plant fiber?
Ma'am, cotton.
Cotton. Then
Jute.
jute. Okay, very good.
Silk.
Silk. Is this correct?
No, ma'am.
Why no?
Because we get from silkworm.
Silkworm is an animal, not a plant. Okay, so cotton and jute are the major used plant fibers. Okay, so what happens? You know that this cotton, for example, a candle. Okay, just take a candle. You know, on top of a candle, there's a wick, right? This small cloth over here which catches fire, right? So this wick, so this portion, this also is made up of cotton. Okay, so what is this used? This is all cotton that is used for it. So what are the other things that is Made from cotton. Shawl is made, dress is made, mats are made. So these are all products, the pillow that you sit on, the bed that you sit on, everything that is made from cotton. Okay. So there is some cotton wool. Now you can look at its edges. So small thin strands that you see make up the cotton fibers. So there's what happens. There are plants, large fields of cotton fibers will be grown. Okay, this is how cottons look like. Okay, these are known as cotton balls. Okay, not balls, it's bolls. Okay, so cotton bolls. So these the basically what happens, the fruits only get converted into cottons. Okay, the fruits of the cotton plant are almost like they're lemon size. Okay, so what happens after like maturing, after they grow, the bolls, what will happen, they will burst open. They'll burst open, and a fluffy thing that is found, that is the cotton. Okay, so after maturing, the bolls will burst open and the seeds cover with cotton fibers, they can be seen. Okay, so what happens from these bolls, cotton is usually, they'll just pluck it using your hand. Okay, they'll just pluck all the fibers, and then they will be separated. The seed, there'll be small seeds that is stuck on top. Okay, the small seeds, these seeds are all separated and they can be easily used for for separating and making fuller cotton strand. Okay, so fibers are separated from seeds, from combing. So what will happen, so all this is plucked and they are combed for removing the seed. Okay, and then this whole process of plucking and combing is known as ginning. Ginning of cotton. Okay, so normally ginning of cotton is done by hand, but nowadays we use machines to do that. Okay, so before copying this, you can just copy this. Okay, and I'll just go break my iftar. I'll just have my food and I'll come, guys. Okay, in 10 minutes. You can just note it down, and any doubts you can do clarify it. Um, find about how ginning is done. Okay, use your internet and find how ginning is done. I'll be back. Okay, so I hope you all have just searched for how ginning is done. Can any of you all tell me what did you get when you searched for it? What is ginning?
Ma'am, the process of removing seeds from cotton is called ginning.
Okay, very good. Any else of you all, did you just get any like nuances as in what Ashwat said? Anybody got any nuances? New students, did you understand? Did you check for what I asked you to? Why is everybody quiet?
What, ma'am?
When you searched for what is ginning, what answer did you guys get? Okay, anyway, so ginning is basically, yeah, the same answer. I got the same answer. Okay, yeah. So basically it is like the removing of the seeds from the cotton balls, okay, by the help of your hands and by the help of combing. Now we're going to see how the cotton balls look like. That is basically the cotton fruit. So you can see this is the cotton ball. Look at the first image. So it looks like a lemon, right? But it's not a lemon. So this is how it looks like. And this is how it hatches open. Okay. So in this part, look at image D. Okay, A, B, C, D. You have D. Look at D. On D, you can see the cotton is not completely pure. Right? There are small like dust particles like on top of it. So that is actually the seed. Okay, so that has to be removed for getting the pure cotton. Okay, so I'll just add it here. Okay, so this will be easier for you all to understand. Now let's just look how cotton is being harvested for better understanding.
Imagine it's a bright sunny day and the temperature seems to be rising gradually. What kind of outfit will you prefer while going out in the sun? Light and soft cotton clothes. That's what I would choose. Same holds true for furnishing. We would prefer soft and comfortable bed sheets and pillow covers made up of cotton. Many such amazing applications make cotton the most integral part of our lives and also the first choice among other fibers. So where does the story of cotton begin? It begins from these soft spongy bolls seen on the cotton plant. Let's get started with them. The cotton plants require a lot of sunshine and a typically tropical climate with medium rainfall. Once the cotton boll, which is the fruit-like structure containing the cotton fibers, matures, it bursts open and the snow-white cotton fibers are exposed. These bolls are collected and drawn into yarns. But wait, don't you think we need to separate the seeds and the soft, fluffy part first? Well, that can be carried out either manually or these days mostly with the use of machines. The process of separating the seeds and the fibers is called as ginning. Once ginning is successfully carried out,
it's not
the
only
fibers are
just
taken for
removing
the
of
next
the
step.
seeds, it is the process of separating the seeds and the fibers. Okay, in order to get the cotton converted into yarn. All right.
The next step is spinning. What do we mean by
So
spinning?
what is the first step? The
It's
first step is ginning. Okay, I'll ask after the video, so listen carefully. Second step is spinning. Okay.
simply the process of making yarn from fibers. Remember the series? Fibers make up yarn and yarn makes the fabric.
So what is spinning? Spinning is the process of making yarns from the fibers. What is ginning? Ginning is separation of seeds and the fibers.
So fibers are the naturally occurring threads. These need to be drawn into long and continuous filaments. These long filaments are the yarns, and these yarns are the ones that are woven into fabrics. So spinning is the process where the threads are converted into yarns. But how is this done? If you take a cotton thread between your palms and press it gently by rolling it this way, what you get is a slender, long filament-like structure. This is nothing but yarn. We know that there are tons of threads that are spun into yarn every day. But if this is how spinning occurs, then imagine the amount of effort needed to make yarn out of so much of cotton. How is it done then? Of course, there are machines which help us do that. In countries like India, since many years the traditional equipments like charkha were used. However, with
Who used the charkha?
Mahatma Gandhi.
Very good. So Mahatma Gandhi used to use charkha for spinning of the yarns. Okay.
the advancement in the field of technology, newer machines to spin the threads into yarn are now available. With this, we complete the first major step of cotton collection and spinning the thread into yarn. Now we need to make fabric out of the yarn. Let's see that in the next video.
Okay, concept of fibers. We'll watch this also. So I'm showing videos, you all can take notes if you want to, just making running notes, because I will be never checking your notes. Okay, the notes is completely for your purpose. It's for your study purposes, because on Sundays you might have tests, okay, where you be giving a timer and I'll give you an online questionnaire, a test to be attended, and that you should be prepared very much, okay, because I will be uploading the notes, whatever I'm teaching, only after the lesson is complete. Okay, before that, if I'm having, if I'm having you to write the test, then you have to completely rely on your notes. That's why I'm asking you to take your notes. I will not be checking your notes while the video is going on. You can just make down any important points. Like you can just take it down if you want, and you can also ask me any doubts if you have.
Food, shelter, and clothing are the three basic needs of every individual. All three are equally important, and human beings have always been experimenting with these three needs. A constant struggle to make something better has always been the reason behind the modifications and advancements made. That holds good in case of clothing as well. Since the prehistoric era, there has been a drastic change in the clothes that humans wear. Early man used only the large leaves of trees to cover the body. With time, it was seen that even animal skin can be used as a cover for the body. Soon, animal fur, fleece, and skin were employed as clothes. However, these were not clothes in true sense, right? They were helpful in covering the body, no doubt. But clothes that we use today are not leaves of plants directly. We use plant products to synthesize fine threads, which are woven further into beautiful fabrics. These are useful in making clothes that we wear. Let's understand the beautiful science behind the process of making fibers and turning them into fabrics. To begin with, let's understand a few terms. What are fibers? In simple words, these are significantly long threads. Extremely long threads that can be converted into yarns. And what are yarns, by the way? Yarns are nothing but the long continuous threads that can be directly woven into fabrics. And before you ask what fabrics are, these are the pieces of cloth that we use for making our clothes. That means the yarn is interwoven to form pieces of fabric that can be cut and stitched to make clothes. So fibers are the threads which are used to make long and continuous usable threads called yarns.
You can make note of this flow chart. So you get yarns from fibers. So fiber is the basic raw material. Okay. So from fibers, yarns are made. From yarns are woven. So what you should say, fibers are attained through ginning in cotton. So when it comes to only cotton, it's called ginning, not otherwise. Okay. Maybe jute, it has a different term. So fibers are collected and spun into yarn and woven into fabrics and stitched into cloths. Okay, you can make note of this flowchart: fibers, yarns, fabric, and cloths.
Over.
These yarns are then woven into fabrics which are used to make stitched clothes for us. Simple, isn't it? So in order to learn about the fabrics, we need to understand the types of fibers first. What do we mean by types of fibers? Fibers are just thin and long threads, right? Not entirely so. Tell me, which types of clothes are preferred by us during summer? Soft and light clothes usually made up of cotton, right? And during winter? Cozy and thick woolen clothes occupy the list. Bags which are made up of fabric need to be strong rather than comfortable. This tensile strength is provided by jute fibers. And what about the soft and glossy clothes used in daily life? They are made up of acrylic fibers. These few examples indicate that there are a variety of fabrics available for our use. For our simplicity, we divide fibers into two major categories. One category is natural fibers and the second category is synthetic fibers. Natural fibers, as the name says, are obtained from natural sources. So what could the sources be? Needless to say, the sources would be both plants and animals. Can we list a few examples of each type? Plants like cotton and jute give us natural fibers. Similarly, animals like sheep, goat, camel, and so many are also used for their fur and fleece. In contrast to these natural fibers, the synthetic ones are made by us in the laboratories or industries, to be precise. Nylon, polyester, acrylic, all these fibers are the best examples to study the synthetic fibers category. Lastly, do you know that some synthetic fibers are made using natural fibers as the starting material? Yes, it's true. Natural fibers are chemically processed and modified significantly to gain another category of fibers. These are called semi-synthetic fibers. Rayon, artificial wool are a couple of examples of this category. However, natural fibers still top the chart, especially in the garment industry, for its various benefits over synthetic fibers. Next, let's get to know about a few natural fibers and then understand the process of weaving yarn to obtain fabric.
Was it clear to all of y'all?
Yes, ma'am.
I hope she explained it really neatly actually. Any doubts anybody has so far?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so how does the cotton cultivation occurs? That is your homework question, okay?
Ma'am, this first question.
That's not homework. Okay, that will be a homework question. Did you all note this down? Have you guys noted this down? Like this part and all?
No, ma'am.
Okay, note it down quickly. Let me know if you guys are done.
Over, ma'am.
Rest of you are done too?
Ma'am, just 1 minute. Ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So another natural fiber that we spoke about was jute that is obtained from plant. Okay. So how jute is obtained is completely different from cotton is obtained. Okay. So jute is basically obtained from the stem. Okay. So here you can see the fruit. This is the fruit. The fruit is being converted into cotton, basically by bursting of the buds. Okay. So here in jute, you have stems. Okay. You have jute plants stems. So the source, the main source. So here the main source is the cotton boll, right? So here the main source is the stem. All right, so jute fibers obtained from the stem of the jute plant. Okay, so normally this cultivation occurs during the rainy seasons. And there are particular regions in India where only in this regions jute is properly grown. That is mainly in West Bengal, Bihar, and Assam. So the regions are Bihar, so these are the regions where you can see in India the jute is being cultivated. Okay, so normally they are harvested when it is in the flowering stage. Here you can see it is harvested after the fruiting stage. Okay, after the fruiting stage. So here it is harvested during the flowering stage. All right. So what happens? The stems of these harvested plants, first of all, they will take the stem. Okay. So first I'm taking the stem alone. And the stem is immersed in water. Okay. So now, for example, you're just taking any leaf or any fruit or anything. You're just putting it in the water for very long time, for 1 month. Okay, in a bowl of water, you're just keeping it in the hall. You're immersing an apple or orange, anything. You just put it in the water and you leave it for 1 month, 2 months. What happens to this fruit? You need not give me the exact answer. Anything is fine. What happens to this fruit that you've kept for so long in water?
Ma'am, it will become yellow.
It will become yellow. Very good. Anybody else? Okay, so as I should say, it turns yellow. So the term basically used here is it gets rotten. Okay, it gets spoiled. Okay, similar thing happens over here. So the stem is being immersed in water. What happens after a while? It gets rotten. And this rotten form of the stem only is the jute. All right, it is immersed in water for a few days and the stems will rot. The fiber will be separated by hand. You will get the fiber from here, which is separated using hand, and then they are converted. That yarn, that fiber is only jute. Okay. So it is gives you the fiber jute, which is then made to make fabrics and all these fibers. They or normally what they'll be converted into yarn and into all the products that we need. Okay, this is how jute cultivation occurs. We will look at the video next class. So your next question will be, I want you to write in words how jute is cultivated. These two will be your homework questions. Quickly note it down. Note down the notes and the homework, both of them. Any doubts you guys had? Anything you didn't understand?
No,
Okay, so just note it down. Let me know if you're done.
ma'am. Should we do the question which you gave as homework or now?
Homework, both the homework questions.
Done, ma'am.
Okay, so that is it for today's class. If for the new students who just came, kindly just go through the lectures that have already uploaded in the documents of your Wise app. So just access it, go through anything, and go through the notes also that I have, that I've taken right now so far. Go through the lectures, go through all this, and clearly try to understand. I hope all of you are following NCRT. And also, like Advika is absent, no? Advika didn't come today, right? She was telling me that this lesson is not there in her portion. Are any of you all facing with that problem?
No, ma'am, not Advika, ma'am. I asked that question.
What's your name?
Deepika.
Deepika, sorry, Deepika. Okay, so any of you are for like having that issue other than Deepika? Anybody who doesn't have this in their portion?
Ma'am, can I once check?
Yeah, sure, you can check. So if there's anything like what Deepika is facing right now, kindly just post me a message in WhatsApp group. Okay, on WhatsApp privately. Don't put it in the group. Privately, just text it to me. If majority of y'all are having this issue, then we will go to the next lesson. But if it's one or two, I'm so sorry. I have to teach it to y'all. Okay, but anyways, a little extra knowledge is not going to hurt, right? It's not an issue.
Ma'am, in my science textbook, I have the lesson, ma'am.
Okay, so it will be taken by your class probably. Okay, Deepika, since it's only you, I cannot stop with the lesson. But anyways, you're just learning. They don't think it's an issue. Okay. All right. Fine then. I'll see you guys in next class. Get your homeworks done and be on time. See you guys. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye bye.